So this will be our agenda for session, and if time permits, we can also discuss a little bit more further. Okay. So before I get into the agenda, is anyone having any questions on this topics of users import on the email templates? Sorry, the permissions. So let us get into the system of success factors. So guys, now the topic that we are going to take is the theme manager. Theme manager is where, so the way how when you are looking at the success factor system now, you have this dark, some I have to say some gray shade or a bluish shade kind of a background header level, and this gray color background. And when you click on this drop down, so when you are just mouse hovering on each and every module name, so a light gray color is getting highlighted. So everything in terms of these colors can be altered. The section headings, what you see in black color. So this text color has to be updated in another color. Like this, different things will be existing to handle the theme of the system. The look and feel, the theme of the system is what we can handle actually. So for that, we have a concept called theme manager, where when you go for this keyword as theme, guys, you get this theme manager as an option. When you go under this, we will be having standard success factors pre-delivered themes. All these themes here you see in this list, which are with this locked icon, these are all the standard SF pre-delivered themes, wherein there will be around 20 or 25 themes that will be standard delivered by success factors. So every company will have their requirement saying that my system should be as per our theme colors, like the way our website is reflecting the colors in the logo of our company. Like that, they try to follow some theme colors of their company. So when they ask such requirement, we can introduce them this place called theme manager, where SF has given the standard themes. Against every theme, we get this option in the extreme right, you get these dots. When you click on it, you get this option called try it out. So try it out is where we can have a sample of the session, a sample of the theme. So how will the theme will look like once I activate this? You can experience it. Okay, like this, you can go through all these themes list, whichever theme that you feel that will be good for your company, we can activate them. So now here we see we have a theme which is something in the name of dark tail and orange sandy something. So here I'll just go for this, click on try it out, and you see that the system is going to be reloaded now in the theme that I have selected in that version, where it will have a different background colors, different highlighter colors. So orange should be the highlighting color here, like this. That's with a dark gray background with a orange color highlighter. Wherever you click on this module names, so when your mouse hovering, it appears in the orange color highlighting, and the logo position has been moved to the right hand side. Previously, in the previous theme, the logo placement used to be on the left hand top corner. Now it is on the right hand top corner. Like this, we have few changes that we are experiencing now in this. Okay, so that way we can ask them to go through these available options, make a use of this, try it out against each and everything, spend some time, experience the system, whichever theme that is good for you. If you tell us, we'll activate it. So if they confirm any particular theme, guys, the only thing that we have to do is come here and just select that as default. Here you have a radio button against each and every theme, right? So whichever theme, if they say okay to this orange sandy theme, I'll just keep this as default. That's it, and click on save at the bottom. Now all the employees in the company will be able to will be experiencing this theme when they log into the success factor system. That is the first level. Okay. One more thing is, if the customer says, yes, this theme is good for me, we like to go with this, but with some changes. Some changes are required. If they say, then here on the extreme right, the same thing, you have the duplicate option. So you can make a copy of the standard. You can't edit the standard theme. You can make a copy of the standard theme, a duplicate of it. And in that, you can make your slight changes, whatever you want. And we can activate that as a default thing. Okay. So now here, if I'm copying this dark tail orange sandy theme, make it as duplicate, automatically a copy of, in the name of copy of, the theme is getting added like this. Copy of dark tail orange sandy. And on the right hand side is where you have the entire preview of it. And here at the left hand bottom, you have the fine tuning options, where whatever changes you would like to do, you can keep doing it here on the fine tuning part on the left hand side with several options available. On the right hand side here, you can start experiencing the changes, whatever you are doing here. So in that sense, you see you have background and header background as two things. So if you go for the background, guys, it is sandy dark as a background. It is currently being highlighted. In that, if you go for another colors, here you have some other patterns actually. These are all the patterns. texture images or the patterns, you can select something. So instead of this sandy dark, I go for blue gradient light. Click on it. So automatically you see this background color changed. As per this blue gradient light, it got updated in the background. That is one thing. Where these are among the available textures that are default given. Apart from that, you also have an option of having an image uploaded instead of these plain backgrounds, instead of these plain background colors. If a customer is expecting to have some images of their company related or something, so that can also be done by uploading an image here directly, or you can host the image somewhere in the internet and you can give the link of that image here. So Google Images or some other image, so it can be hosted in the public domain internet anywhere, and the link of that image is what you can give here as a URL. So that way you can do, or directly upload the image as well. Anything is fine. Those are the different options. And you have header background. When you expand this, header background is this particular area, guys, on the top. In our current theme, this area. In our current system here on the top that you see this this top small space, that is the header level. Even in this current theme, this one. In this current theme, what we are working on, this is a space. So default color is as per your background that you have chosen. Header background will also be automatically taken as a combination. That is a default. Instead of that, if you want to go with any specific solid color, you can click on it, and header background color is where you can select from this color picker. You can pick and come up with a different color that you want to get it highlighted over there. So now if you want it to be having somewhere in this kind of a light saffron shade or yellowish shade, anything, click on apply. That comes up like this. Header area. So if you want to come up with your own choice of colors from this, you can choose your shade completely, where you have the hash code value of the colors. You can directly Google the codes of a color and give the color code. As per that code, whatever is the color it can come, that also is possible. You can give the code, or you can choose, you can pick it from here, whichever the way, and you can choose the top header area separately. That is a default combination what SF can give, or you pick a particular solid color, or in that small header space, if you want to come up with any background image kind of, you can upload an image. That is it. And then we have the logo, where the logo placement is important here. Logo placement, so the right side or left side or center of the page, you can select it. Okay, so as per the placement, wherever we give, system can set the placement of the logo, where here in this preview it doesn't show you the logo placement. So when you finally save it and you activate it, that logo will show. Currently your logo will be missing in the preview area. That is expected. Okay, that is the logo part. And next is these headings, the page title headings, wherever in every page when you go, regarding that page, regarding that sections, you get this subheadings, right? So in this theme, matching this background, this sea green shade, white color is what it is default given. If you want that to update to a different color, that is what we call it as placemat. Placemat is when you go for this here, you can choose the color. If I wish to see that in some, some shade which I can give you, say very bad at color space. Okay, let me go for black, apply. So now this page title, all these are changed from white to black. That way, this is a placemat. And then you have module picker. Module picker is this one. The home drop down we keep saying, right? This is a module picker where you can click on the module that you want. So here also you can expect some changes. Like when you expand, label text color default. So by default, the module picker as heading, it is being shown in the white color. This is a hash code value of white. It is being maintained. So now if I want that to be represented in any other color, so randomly I take some, say example, yellow color, say lemon yellow or some other shade, something, apply. You see that module picker has turned into that lemon yellow shade. This is label text color default. We have another one, label text color hover. Hover means when I mouse over on it. When I mouse over on it, it is turning into white color like this. So on mouse over, if I want to have a different color, so on mouse over, if it has to turn into somewhere in red, say example, like this, it turns into red. That way, you can choose the colors at that granular level. So default, what shade it should be there. When I click on it, what shade it has to turn, all that. Okay. And next important here are these buttons, guys. Buttons. That is, here you see primary and secondary buttons. Normally, any page you go in SuccessFactors, you will have some button like save or cancel, submit or cancel, approve, reject. Like this, you will have some buttons on the screens. So primary and secondary will be the buttons. Secondary will be every time grayed out. We don't have any option in changing it. Primary is what you can update. So supporting this color combination of orange, the buttons are also given in this orange color with a black color text. When you mouse over, it is going into darker shade of that orange. The text is still in the black. So this, if you want to update, you can go for this primary button where the text color which is currently in the black. If you want the text color to be highlighted in, say, example, white, go to the white. So primary is going to reflect in white. That is default. When you mouse over, to which color it has to change. When you mouse over, if the text color has to come into some say pink shade or purple or violet, whatever shade you say. When I mouse over, it is turning into that purple shade. That this is about the text. Going down, you have the background color. That is the current, which is currently in that saffron shade. You have it. Now if I want that to be used in the blue color, light blue color, click on apply. So by default, it is in light blue. And when I mouse over, if I want that to be updated into again some other blue shade like this, everything. So default text color, mouse over text color. Default background color, mouse over background color. Everything you can update. So like this is on the left hand side is all about the area where you can fine tune with different options that you have available here, guys, and you can start experiencing the change of them here. And if you feel that will be looking good, you can continue with that. That way you will have this fine tune area to make the changes. Where these things what I'm showing you now, only this kind of minimal things only is what we will be handling. If it is going to be a lot of changes on the colors, designing part, all that, so we can be assigning this to the client side team itself, the business side, whoever is the customer. We can ask them to nominate somebody internally from your internal branding team, marketing team. So every company, every corporate will have their internal branding teams. We can ask them to nominate somebody from them. So we'll the way how I'm showing you this, similar way we'll show you that tool how to use it for them. So they can start working on it and they can design their own color combinations, themes, all that. Because we will be the business consultants. We are not the designers or programmers here. So we don't go into very deep granular level. To a high level, whatever any changes that can be done, we will. If it is more lot of changes, completely customizing this more than 50% of standard given, then we don't take this up. We now ask the customer to nominate somebody from their internal team and they will be doing it that way. So once you're done with all these kinds of different changes, whatever you want, you can save this. That is, a copy of the standard version is going to be saved. That thing, if that theme is good for you, that will come here on the top. You can set that as a default. That will apply to all the employees in the company. So this way, any standard theme, you can't edit it directly. You have to make a duplicate of it, which will be a copy of the standard that we created. And for that, you can make the activation. So this is how either we can make use of any of the standard theme as it is, or make a copy and assign that. Both the ways it is possible. Okay. And one more thing here is, if a customer says, I don't want to have the same theme applied for all the employees. I don't want it to be unique. I want to be department specific. For IT department employees this theme, so finance department employees this theme, or location specific. Okay, Bangalore employees in this theme, Chicago employees in this theme, like that, location specific or department specific, or even division specific. Division is one more category. So on these three filters, we can control the themes. That is also an option available. So here, if you see here, as currently we are having the drop down. The current list of drop downs, what it is showing is the, divisions in the system. So example, if I want to say have this Fury 3 Dark login as a theme, it has to be applied for a few divisions of employees: construction division, finance division, and IT division. I'll select it. So now for all these three divisions employees, that theme will be applied. Next one, this Western Village Deep. This one is what I want to give it for human resource division, executive office, direct sales. Like that, I can choose three more here. In this manner, I can choose it so that the employees of any of these three divisions, when they log in, they experience this theme. And the employees of these three divisions, when they log in, they experience this theme that way. And other people, if any other divisions you did not cover, any other divisions you did not select here, so they will be going with the default theme, what is set as default. If a theme is selected for you, it will go as per this. If your division is not selected in either of these three, nowhere it is selected, then you will be experiencing this theme, what is set as default. But here the system is giving me a list of divisions. But my client says it is not division specific, it is department or location specific. Then here in this drop down, instead of divisions, either the departments or locations has to come up. So we have an option to change that, but that will be done in the provisioning system. In the provisioning system, we will be having an option to decide whether this drop down should be coming as per the divisions or departments or locations. So I'll just take you to the provisioning. So this is our provisioning system. We'll just go into the instance what we are looking at. And the very first one called company settings is where we find that option where we have several hundreds of checkboxes activations, right? If you go for this company settings here, this is a system where you find several checkboxes. You just do a Control F search with a keyword as theme. Just with a keyword as theme, if you search here, you find it theme. Field use it to group users to theme. Here it is selected as division. The only three possible values you have are divisions, departments, or locations. If I choose departments, departments will come. If I choose locations, locations will come on the front end. So that way, this is the one. If you come to this page and do a Control F search in the name of themes, this is the only place that you will find. Field use it to group users to themes as locations. If I save this, come next time to the front end. Instead of these divisions, it starts coming up with the locations. You can make the assignment as per locations there. So these are the different segregation of options that SF has given. Either directly apply something standard as default, or make a copy of the standard as default, or give different themes for different sets of people. And that should be division specific or department specific or location specific also. You can choose. This is all the summarized part, the way how the theme manager concept can be handled in the SuccessFactors system. Okay, but mostly 95% nobody will go for multiple themes. Okay, mostly everybody will be using the standard theme across. So very rare case only we find that customer asking multiple themes and all. And frankly, customers doesn't even know that there will be multiple themes option. Until and unless a consultant specifically speaks about it, they don't even know. Okay, there are few customers who don't even know that they have an option to change the theme. They just whatever consultant activates, they say that okay, and they just take it in. The consultant takes the responsibility of introducing them that yeah, we have a place where you can change it and all, then change option will be there. Okay, that is it. And then after this theme manager concept, the next thing that we have to look at is email notification template settings. If you search with the keyword as email, guys, here on the top, you get this option called email notification template settings. Okay, so if you go for this is a place where we find the email templates of multiple modules, where you know that obviously in some SuccessFactors system, we would be required to have the mails triggered for different processes, different scenarios from every module, right? From employee hirings, followed by performance module, learning management module, recruitment, everywhere emails are definitely required for different stakeholders. Sometimes an employee should receive, sometimes a manager, sometimes a recruiter. Different people should receive the emails in different context. So SF has configured all the possible events of the emails, and here are the list of all the possible email templates that will be triggered to the users across the system. There will be almost 150 plus email templates from top to bottom. If you scroll down, 150 plus email templates covering the scenarios of all the modules of SF are consolidated present in this single tool called email notification templates. And for each and every template, you have the text also, guys. Say example, whenever there is a new goal is being created by an employee. So here you see there is a goal creation notification in the performance module. So here I just selected on this hyperlink on the left hand side. Goal creation notification is what I clicked on. As I clicked on this, on the right hand side, system has opened that template, goal creation notification. So when will that be triggered? Goal creation notification will be sent to a user when a goal was created for him. When a goal is created for him by a manager or by a HOD or by a HR, somebody, he will receive a notification email that somebody has created a goal for you. So what will be the subject and the body of the email is present here. Objective creation notice from performance manager. Please be advised that the objective, the name of the goal will be dynamically populated into the system, has been created for you by the person who created. His name will be dynamically coming up based on this token. So these are the standard tokens that will be available. I can even share you the list of the possible tokens. There will be one specified list of tokens. Only that tokens will be able to use in the email templates. So with that, so objective name as a token if you use. So what is the goal that got created? That will be populated here, the name of the goal. Who created, their name will be populated here dynamically. That's why SF has standard given the standard email, standard body, standard subject, body, all that. And if you want to customize this content with any additional text, we can definitely do that. And you can click on save as well. that changes will not be lost again. If you click on save, the changes will be there, and for every next time whenever this email is going to be triggered, for this updated content, it gets triggered. And you can also set this as a high priority indicator here on the top. If you select this checkbox, you just select this checkbox, high priority indicator. When the email received by employee in his mailbox with that high priority indicator as a.
What sets ZaranTech apart in SAP corporate training? It's our unique blend of expertise and innovation. We offer customized courses tailored to each client's needs, ensuring relevant, targeted learning. Our vast trainer database brings you wisdom from the best in the field. Need resources? Access our extensive training material repository anytime. We are all about measurable results, providing detailed student metrics to track progress. And we don't just teach, we build community. Join our thriving social media network, connecting learners beyond boundaries. With ZaranTech, you are not just training, you are transforming your SAP expertise.
Exclamation mark and all come right in the Outlook. So with that, it gets displayed. Okay. So this way, for each and every template of different situations, whatever are present here, you will be able to change the subject and body of the email if required. But SF has standard given for all the templates. Initially, when the project starts, clients will say that we shall review the standard templates and we will enhance the email content and all they say generally. But it's not practically possible for them to sit and check the 150 plus email templates. Even they feel that it's not necessary. They say that, okay, we'll go with the standard content. Once we start using it, if we find any text is not clear, for particularly that template, we will come and update that way. So in the starting of the project, they'll be very enthusiastic and they try to say that we'll review everything. But practically, they can't spend that much of time to review everything. If they are reviewing, well and good. So we have the tool. So in front of them itself, whatever changes you want me to do, in front of them itself, we can type and update and save it right away. So this is how you will have the email templates of multiple modules present here. And all these, you can choose whether the email should be triggered or not triggered with a checkbox, guys. So whenever a new goal is being created with an employee, if a company decides that, no, we don't want the employee to be having those many emails. If 5 goals are created for him, 5 emails to be triggered, all that. We don't want to spam our mailboxes. Let us not activate this mail template. If say, I can deactivate the checkbox. So whenever a goal has been created for you, you are not going to receive any notification if the checkbox is not selected. So like that, what mails are required to be triggered, what are not required to be triggered, we can have a discussion with our business. Sometimes based on their discussion, we understand that what emails that will be required for this customer, what they don't like to have. We can also have a understanding, or sometimes we can ask them. Based on that, we can make the selections and we can finally click on save at the bottom. After making all the selections, deselections and all, if you forget to click on the save button, everything is lost. You have to again sit and again review it. This commonly happens in the real time. Consultants make the checkboxes and they forget to click on the save here. That is important. You have to click on this. And there will be some standard email templates which you can never deactivate. These are mandatory points like workflows related, Employee Central module workflows related. So whenever somebody applied something, employee has applied for a leave or a promotion, something, any workflow came to you. If you are not notified, you don't know that there is something pending and you don't approve it. So these are mandatory. So approver to be known about the approval. If it is rejected, employee to know about the rejection. Like this, various things you have the different emails that are default activated and nobody can deactivate it that way. So in this manner, we can handle the email notification templates of all the modules in single place with the respective contents, everything. And module specific, what are the templates? When we are discussing EC related, what are the templates? When we are discussing PMGM related, what are the templates? I'll again come back to the screen and I'll specifically highlight those templates. Okay. Yeah, Sheikh.
Here my query is, thank you for giving time. Like previously, can we create a duplicate kind of thing? First query. Second, there is a scare box, so object underscore sender is there, right? So how it is going to work that thing? Does it require any configuration is required?
Not required. Standard tokens automatically system will understand who is the person who created this goal. System will have that. It will be automatically dynamically populating. If I created a goal, in the email that you receive, it will give my name and has created this goal. So has been created for you, by automatically it comes. You created a goal to me, so I'll receive an email saying that Shekhar has created. Like that, automatically system will be able to pick it up. Okay.
And one more thing, suppose I created one employee or something XYZ activity. SAP has not given any template email because I want to do the customization activity for that. I want to create one new email end to end, like previously how we duplicated the theme.
Yeah,
Like
I
this,
got it. So basically, we will not have a situation where SF has not covered a scenario. In this point, an email will be required, but SF has not given an email configuration at this point, kind of. You will not have any trigger points. SF has covered all the trigger points. Okay. Second, within the Employee Central module, there are some configuration in the name of email alerts related. So whenever some documents are expiring, alert configurations with the email subject, body of the email and all, we'll even look at that. That is also possible. And in recruitment module, in all the 11 modules of SF, recruitment module has a separate email templates component where you can create hundreds of email templates if you want. Okay. So apart from EC and recruitment, there is no other module there we would require any additional email template configuration. But in EC, as in our scope, EC is there and we'll definitely discuss that. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So this is how the email notification templates of entire SF suite will be present consolidated in one single page and you can handle, guys. And in every email, you see there is a signature as a token. That is, whenever an email is being triggered out of the SuccessFactors system, there is a signature. Signature is where, so who is sending it? So when SuccessFactors system is sending, SF is a HR system. So in the signature, companies will expect to have like HR operations, Coca-Cola. If Coca-Cola is a company, HR operations, Coca-Cola. Like that, you can have some email signature. So for that signature, you have a token here itself. On the left hand side here, email signature as a token is present. So when you click on this, on the right hand side, the email signature related content will come. That will not have any subject, obviously, only the body. So this body is what that will be called in the email signature. Where this is a standard one, something we can remove it and we can maintain like regards HR operations. If Coca-Cola is the company, Coca-Cola, like this, we can add the text HR operations, Coca-Cola, whatever. And at the bottom, they'll also sometimes ask us to add this text as. So this is a system generated no reply email, like this. So such that even if you reply it is not going to be received by anybody. This is a system generated no reply email kind of. They'll ask us to add this token and all in the real time based on the real time examples I'm telling this. So this is how a signature can be given. So that for every email that is being triggered out of SF, this content will come. Okay, that is the way we can design this. And next thing is, so now with this topic, all the basics which are of the SuccessFactors introduction to mastery level basics that we have to look at in terms of understanding the systems of SuccessFactors, like what is provisioning, what is instance, having an overview navigational knowledge. So what areas and instance I can navigate, how to navigate. Okay, in provisioning, how to navigate. The basic things like password reset, password policy settings, and this theme manager, permission setup, the basic role-based permissions, what we saw, and the users import, all these platform level things, which are not specific to a particular module. Till this point of email templates, what we saw, these are all platform specific, not specific to any particular module. Complete SF as a platform, these are applicable for every module consultant. All these are the various master things that we have been looking at till. Okay, that is one question.
Yeah, sure. Quick question. So you said like you have a list of tokens that we can use in an email, right? Are they segregated by modules?
No, they did not even give that any module segregation, but against a token, they give you the description. So based on the description, you'll understand this belongs to which content or which module level it will be used and all. We'll understand by reading the description actually.
And where is this available? Can we download a KBA or something like that from?
Yeah, KBA might be available, but in one of the email templates related workbook itself, they give the one separate sheet with the list of tokens available. That sheet is where I'll be sharing you.
Okay, sure. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, perfect. So now after these mastery level things, gentlemen, now we have to focus on the, we have to focus on the Employee Central. But before we start with the Employee Central, we have a prerequisite topic to discuss before we enter into that actually. A prerequisite topic to enter into Employee Central, which is now. Here, if you see this drop down, if you ask me to show goals module, I have a place. If you ask me to show performance, I have a place. For compensation management module, career development, succession module, recruiting module, like this, for everything, I have a face of the module to be shown. But if you ask me for Employee Central, so this is nothing but the employee file, the place where you maintain all the employee data. Employee Central is all about employee data. So the way you maintain and manage the employee data is all about Employee Central. The place where we have all the Employee Central data, all the employee data hosted and maintained. So that screen is nothing but the Employee Central related. That is this, which is the profile screen, which is having different sections of information. Might be personal information, employment information, compensation, various, etc. And under that you have again segregations. So this first one, me, means my personal details. In that, personal information has one section, ID information, contact, address, dependents, like this. In compensation, salary related, the current pay details, my current salary details, along with that any deductions, any one-time deductions or regular recurring deductions from my salary, anything happening. My employment details, like the complete organizational information, like in which department, which location, in which pay grade I'm working, those kind of stuff. Job related details, like what is my job title, who is my supervisor, all such kind of details. Like this, various things under the employment related will be covered. So we have all the information of an employee all structured in this one single central screen called as profile. From top to bottom, if you keep scrolling, we have a lot of details that are present on this page. Multiple sections, address, dependents, bank account information for salary processing. Payment information is nothing but the bank account details, where you can maintain your bank account numbers, the IFSC code numbers and all for salary processing, all that. Followed by which position I am working, since when I am working in that position, my company, my department, my location, all this stuff. Like this, each and every minute detail of information will be present on this profile. And this page is all structured into different parts, which we call them as sections, subsections, portlets and all, guys. I'll just show you some terminology. If you see this here on my screen, the sticky note, sections, subsections and portlet. These on the top, what you see in the name of me, employment, compensation, payroll, all these headings are called sections. In a section is where you will have the subsections. Then employment as a section, you have different subsections. And me as a section, you have multiple subsections. So contact information can be treated as a subsection, where that comes as a subheading like this. In the subsection is where you have the portlet. This is called a portlet. Portlet. P-O-R-T-L-E-T. This is a terminology. P-O-R-T-L-E-T. Portlet. Where a portlet is the one that will have the data in it. Finally, we expand it. That is a place where you maintain the data with the email IDs, phone numbers, etc., etc. The fields will come. That is a portlets. Those areas which will host the data in it are called portlets. So this entire screen is structured by dividing it into sections. In the sections, the subsections. In the subsections, you have the portlet in which the data is present finally. Okay. And for the people of SAP HCM background, you can just try to compare the portlet with your info types kind of, but not completely in every place, just as a high level reference. So the way you have data in info types, here we have in portlets that way. And now what we can do on this as a consultant, this is a standard layout. In any customer system you go, this is a standard layout that you see for the first time. Now what customization that I can do as a consultant on this page, which I call the face of Employee Central, what I can change on this? How can I change the look and feel, the design and all? That is all about. First thing is sections. So if I have to reorder the sections, if my customer says me should be in the third place and compensation should be in the first place, that reordering of the sections, relabeling of the sections. This me is what somebody will not be comfortable. They ask me to clearly update it as personal details or personal info. You update the label, they say. So section labels to be updated, section placement to be updated. Within the section, the subsections are there. These labels to be updated, subsection labels or order of the subsections. I want ID information in the first place, personal information in the third place, that subsection orders to be replaced, all that. And even the portlet placement. So when you go for this contact information, contact is on the right and emergency is on the left. I want emergency to be on the right and contact to be moved on to the left. So that kind of portlet level placement changes. All this you can customize. Completely one section they say, I don't want this section, remove it from the page. or in that section, I don't want this particular subsection removed from the page, or even a portlet you want me to remove from the page, all that things. This kind of complete customization of the people profile is what we can do it from a page called as search with the keyword as people. You get this configure people profile. The place where you can handle the configuration of people profile is called configure people profile. Just go for that. This is a page where you'll be able to handle the config, guys. Just 1 second. I'm not comfortable with this theme. Let me just log out and come back to my regular. So this is theme where we have these different sections. In the sections, the subsections. Against the subsection, you have the portlets. All this. So what kind of changes now we can expect on the screen is what we are now going to start discussing on. We're going here. Here you have the me as a first section, and if you go down, you have another second section called employment as a second subsection. Like that, this list continues. Within the section is where you have the subsections. Here, if you see, within me as a section, personal information, ID information, biographical information, these are subsections. Same thing in the same order. Personal, ID, biographical, contact, same order. And in that contact as a subsection, I have these portlets, primary and normal. That is here. Same thing. Emergency, primary emergency, and contact. Both are side by side. So this is the complete, it's a blueprint. It's kind of a skeleton version of the front end. Whatever you're seeing on the front end, it's a back end blueprint kind of a thing. The way how it is structured here, in a similar way, with the data it is representing on the front end. Here it is just a block. On the front end, it comes with the proper data. Here the layout is all arranged here. So configure people profile is dealing with the layout of the people profile. I'm repeating a very important statement. Configure people profile is a place that is helping you to design the layout of the people profile. Layout, underline this, layout, only layout it is dealing with. Okay, why am I saying this? In these portlets, you have some information fields, data you're maintaining. So here you can capture the business email ID, personal email ID, all this. You have these fields, you have a fields mandatory, fields, spellings, labels, all this. On this, anything change you have to do, you can't do it on the people profile. If you have to add one more field here, custom field, you have to remove this field, make this field non-mandatory, change the spelling of this field, add one more drop-down value here, nothing. Any of such configs, you can't do it here in the configure people profile. It's only with what label that it should appear and the placement where it should appear, the order of it, all that. That layout related only you will deal with. Within the portlet, what fields will be there, which fields are mandatory, what kind of data you can capture, that is all another config that comes at the next stage. Okay, so that's why people profile level, it's all about the layout of the profile is only handled in configure people profile. Okay, so now first thing, me is what they want me to update it as personal information or personal details. On the right hand side, you get this. When you keep it as me here, the right hand side, this area is highlighted. Just give the text as personal details. That's it. When you give it, now it gets updated as personal details. Along with this, if you want to update the translation of it in other languages, just above that label, you have a small globe icon. When you click on it, the translations in multiple languages will be. If any changes that you have to do in any language, you can do it accordingly. Whereas any place, either it's a standard field or a custom field, anything that you are dealing with, guys, if it is translations, you should not depend on Google. Never go to Google and take the translation. Okay, you have to ask the client to give the translation. Now that we have made a relabeling of this in English, same label, how it should be in Arabic, how it should be in Chinese, Japanese, whatever languages that are being used in this project, you have to give them the list. They have to give the input for us and we'll maintain it. Never depend on Google translations. There will be some blunders in Google translations, definitely. Okay, so you don't know the meaning of that word, and that gives a lot of impact if you keep a blunder word there. Okay, so that is the way. So section headings can be handled. Similarly, subsections. So subsection, there is ID information where the national ID's details will be maintained. I want to keep it as, I want to relabel it as national ID. National ID information is a subsection heading. So that got updated. Even for that, when you click on this globe icon, the translations in other languages can be handled. That the section.
Shiva, do you mean that SF doesn't take automatically language translation?
Absolutely, it will not take. We have to maintain it. Standard SF is initially given with one label. If there is some label called XYZ, for that XYZ in all the other languages, SF has default given. Now, if you change that XYZ to ABC in English, Same change you have to do it in all the other languages manually. System will never generate automatically. Okay, it doesn't have that engine or that mechanism of converting the translations. Yeah, so now here we have the sections, subsections, where I have section on the right hand side, I updated the label. Subsection also on the right hand side, I updated the label. When it comes to portlet, if you click on this national ID as a portlet, you can't update the label. Portlets related labels also you can't handle. The fields in the portlet, what will come, that also you can't handle. Okay, so the labels of sections and subsections you can handle. Later, placements. The next thing, that next requirement is placement. If my customer says they want this me in the second place and employment in the first place, that is where. So this employment, which is in the second place, I want that to be in the first place. Against these heading, you have a menu lines. Some small menu lines will be there. Just select that menu with your mouse and you can drag and drop it like this. Once you select it, you can go to the top of the page. Above personal details, you can drop it here. So employment will be in the first place now, and this personal has went into the second place. With these menu lines, we can drag and drop even to the top or to the bottom, anywhere we can drag and drop them. And within the personal details, here within the personal details, I have contact information in the fourth place. If I want that to be in the second place, so go to this. In personal details, contact is in the fourth place. If I want that to be in the second, again for subsection also you have a menu lines. Select that, drag and drop it in the second place like that. So subsections also you can drag and drop. Next, within the subsection, the portlets. Now contact information level, this contact should be coming onto the left and emergency contact should go to the right. Even that also menu lines you have. Using these menu lines, if you drag the left one to the right, the one which is already on the right will automatically get pushed to the left. That way, so left and right. Portlet level, the placement is only what we can handle. The labels of the portlets or the fields of the portlets internally, this is not the place where we can handle. Only the placement of the portlet, by using these menu lines, you can drag left and right, drag and drop, and you can change them. So placement, all three, sections, subsections, portlets, all three can be handled. Labels, only sections and subsections can be handled, the labels. Okay. So with all this, I'm just making a save with first round of changes what we have done, and we'll see them. There is few more things that I have to discuss. I'll again come back onto the screen because these first round of changes, let us test them. It's saved. Coming to this place, I'll make a duplicate of it. Where a new version is getting loaded, this will be with the latest setup. In which you see this employment should be coming to the first place. We said it came employment to the first place. The one which is in the name of me, that should go to the second place with personal details as a heading. That came here with personal details as a heading in the second place. And in the personal details, contact information which is in the fourth place should come to the second place. Contact information which is in the fourth place previously, now it is in the second place. And this label used to be ID information, that got changed into national ID information. And in the contact details portlet, emergency went into the right and contact came to the left, like this. So all the placement changes, all the label changes, everything are reflecting. So that way we can control the layout of the people profile in terms of the order they are displayed and all that. And we have a few more options. I'll come, but let me take some questions in the meanwhile. Yeah, Kavi.
Under configure people profile, you mentioned that this helps to design only the layout of the profile.
Yes.
Right. And I was also noting few things like we are able to do a reordering, section labeling, subsection reordering, portlet level placements. Everything is possible here, which means what is not possible under this configure people profile?
That's what I'm telling, right? Portlet related. If you want me
Only
to change the portlet label, that is a huge thing. On the people profile, main config is all about internally in the portlet. If you ask me to change the portlet label or in the portlet field, I want to add additional fields. I want to remove some fields. In the portlet, anything you want me to do, I cannot.
Okay. So within this option, it is not there, or SF does not allow at all?
In this place, configure people profile is not for that. We have a separate places of config. Configure people profile is a tool that will help you to design the layout of the profile only, not the fields, that mandatory conditions, labels, field labels. That is not dealt here. Okay.
Okay. Sure.
Yes.
Can we add the new section here? I think
we can definitely, but that will be discussed when we enter into the Employee Central discussions. First, we will confine the discussion at this point only with understanding the standard. Definitely, if you go to the bottom, you have an option for at the extreme bottom, you have this add new section. Okay, how to create custom portlets, all that are part of our EC agenda that will be coming up.
Okay.
And one more thing is here in these sections, now, if I want to completely hide a particular section, I don't want this employment altogether the section at all. So just here in this employment as a section on the right hand side, you have this checkbox called show this section in profile. If I just deselect this, that's it. Entire section, the subsections, portlets, everything are went into this invisible mode. The symbol shows invisible. They will not appear on the front end. Only if you select the checkbox, they will appear on the front end. Or within the section, any particular subsection you don't want, so that subsection you can deselect the checkbox. If you select it, that will appear. If you don't select it, it will not appear. Like that. Subsections. Portlet, if you don't want, portlet, you don't have an option to make it invisible, particularly portlet. You have to remove it. You want this subsection, but this portlet should not come. This should come kind of if you have, then you have to remove that block completely. Click on remove block, that will be removed. So only tags is remaining, org chart as other. You don't have an option to hide it. But removing means it's not something standard. You're not deleting of the standard things. You're just removing that the placeholder there. Instead of that, if you want to place it in some other place or later on after 1 week again, if you want to add and anything, here on the right hand side, you have all the portlets coming up here in the list. Talent portlets, employment information portlets, personal information, compensation information portlets, and custom portlets. All these are present. So from this list, you can find whichever portlet you want. So on the personal details, employees' personal information, contact information, address information, all these portlets are there. Okay. Next, employment related also, we have all these portlets. Talent is talent modules like recruitment, performance, that modules related like goals, ratings, performance history, that related portlets are there. All standard SF pre-delivered portlets will be aligned into 5 categories on the right hand side. Okay. Here, wherever you feel your portlet is that portlets which are not currently added on the home page in the people profile page, they will be highlighted in orange. This is some dark color, guys. Which are in white color, that means they are already added somewhere in some section. If it is highlighted in this dark color, that means it is not yet added onto the screen. You can drag using these menu lines. You can drag it and drop it at the place that you would like to have it. That's it. Drop it there. Okay, immediately that also turned into white. If it is not yet added, that will be highlighted color. If it is added, that turns into white. That way, even if you remove it, again you can get it added. Again, get it added. Drag and drop and place it. That's it. So that way, all the standard pre-delivered portlets will be on the left-hand side. Even if you delete, you can again add it. Not a problem. Okay. So this is how you will be able to handle the visibility of the sections, subsections, and portlets as well. Where portlet is not visible, entirely removing it. Later on, if you want, again add it. Kind of concept. This is about the various things that we have in our control as a consultant to deal with the layout of this people profile from this area called in the name of sections, subsections, sections, subsections, the portlets in them, all that related area. But beyond that, on the top, you also have a header area. All this is a header area we can see, where a profile pic of a user is being displayed. Some basic details like the name, job title, department, location, next the contact details, all these are being displayed. There's a background image here. Same like in Facebook, LinkedIn and all, you're having the background cover image, cover photo kind of. You have this here also. You have an options to update your profile picture, update your background image, and some other options like about me, my name and all. So these are all. We also have to know about what are all these features. If I want to change these, I don't want these many information fields to be displayed. It's looking like a paragraph. I don't want this much info. Just simply the job title and the department. That's it. I want to remove the other fields here, kind of. If you want to do here, user has an option to update the background image. So if I want to restrict that, they should not change the image. Whatever standard comes as it is, they have to live with it. So all these control on the top header area also, we can have the config settings. So that is where we can deal with that here in the general settings on the top, guys. Here on the top general settings, on the right hand side, you have these options. When you click on the general settings on the right hand side. So now this header area related is what the config that we are going to look. Where in the same configure people profile, here in the very top general settings, when you click on it, on the right hand side, you get that options. Where the first one, if you click on this link, configure header fields as a link, when you click on it, the pop-up comes with what all data is in what all information is being displayed in the profile level, right from the profile pic, first name, last name, username, job title, division, department, location, phone number and email, contact details, all these related, you have the fields. If you don't want the profile pic to be displayed, you can remove it. If you don't want the username to be displayed, you can title, department, division, location, the business phone number and email ID, all this, whatever you have, everything you can remove it if you don't want. Okay, so this way you can select and deselect what information to be displayed. The mini master information, what all can be given, same like on a visiting card, on a business card, what kind of information that you can maximum incorporate, all that kind of similar things are all covered. Okay, and then here on the right hand side you have an option called allow employees to edit background image or not. First of all, the first checkbox, if this is selected, allow employees to edit the background image, only then they get this option of changing the image here in the background, where currently there is some penguin image. If I want, I can change that. I get this edit background image option. In that, we have two things. Choose from the image library. That is, when I click on it, there are some images, some around 9 images as a background scenic, like sceneries kind of, they are given. Around 9 images. So I can use any of these, where in the client system, in the demo system, there are only 9. In the client systems, there will be 72 images, guys. Lot of options actually. 72 will be given in the demos in the client systems. So this, you can choose whichever background that you would like to have it, and you can select it. Just select something and click on OK. That background gets updated like this. Some penguin updated to some the sunrising background. That way, the user has an option of choosing from the library standard images available, and also an option to upload an image. If you want, you can upload some image from something out of the system. So from your laptop or your desktop somewhere, you can browse some image of your own choice. But some companies will ask us not to give this, because if we give the option to the employees, so they might upload any inappropriate images also. So we can't have a check on all that. So let us remove this option, they say. If you want that manual import option, this checkbox. Disable background image uploading by employee. If I select this, that's it. So they only have the option to choose from the 72 standard images, but you can't upload anything other than that. There is also an option. Next, that image library. What is the 72 images that I'm saying? Here you have that library. So into this library, if you want to add, company itself want to add few more images, they can also add that few more images like that. And then allow employees to upload an audio file for name pronunciation. That is, here you have something called as my name as an option, the last one, my name. This my name is where you will have an option to upload a recording of your name. How should your name be pronounced? You can just record your name pronunciation, like my name, I can just pronounce it. That 1-2 seconds audio file, I can upload it here, so that just beside my name, here a small audio icon will come. Clicking on it, anybody will able to understand how should my name be pronounced. The system will read out that name, they'll understand. So when you're working on global environments, when you have your counterparts from China, Japan and all, normally we find sometimes difficulty in addressing their names. We don't know how to pronounce it. Similarly, they wrongly pronounce our name. Sometimes we wrongly pronounce their names, Chinese, Japanese counterparts if you work with. So, but people will be offended if their name is not properly pronounced. So to avoid that, this is a very good feature when you're working on a global environments. So my name is a feature will allow you to upload a audio file actually. Okay, that is good. And you have an option to describe about yourself. Same in LinkedIn, in Facebook and all, you write about yourself, right? About me, bio kind of. Similar way, you have this about me, where you have two options actually. One is you can make a video about yourself, some selfie video kind of, you can record about yourself in your own words, and that video file you can import it here. Or else activate this introductory text. Allow employees to enter introductory text. So if you are not comfortable in recording video and posting the video and all, if you just want to write about yourself in a text format, like I like bike riding, I like painting, like whatever your interest and all about you, something. So that if you give this checkbox, so here in the pop-up at the bottom, one text field also will come where you can type it. If you are comfortable in the video, you can upload a video. If not, you can just type something, whichever the way you want. So that is about these two checkboxes: about me video or introductory text. And let me just click on save. I'll just show you that the text option as well. So if I refresh this, in the edit header, you get this about me. When you click on this about me, you get this both text option and also the video option, whichever the one that you want, you can use that. Okay, the text whatever you enter here will appear like this in this profile, the background image level. That about me as a text will appear here like this. So my family and I love to entertain guests from all over the world. Government cooking is a passion of mine. Like this, something is written that is displayed. Okay, and one last thing here we have is show percent complete. So this is where the show percent complete is one that will give you a percentage of your profile completion. How much percent of your profile is up to date? I mean, completed, like what sections of information that is still pending kind of. Here, if you refresh it, it will give you a clarity like you have all the information you have maintained or anything is pending kind of series. 94% of my profile is up to date. I mean, I have filled all that sections. Just 6% is still pending. If I click on finish now, the pending areas will come in the pop-up. I'll identify that areas and any email IDs or phone numbers or address details. Anything if I did not maintain, I can maintain. So this profile completion related progress, this meter is something that will show only to the owner. When Anya Singh logged in and she is looking at her own profile, she can see this. But when she is visiting others' profile, say example, she is visiting others' profile like Alex as an employee, she opened Alex profile. So Alex related this circle that doesn't come here. How much percentage of his profile is pending? When Alex logged in, it will show to Alex, not to others that way. Only to that particular profile owner, that percentage completion will be shown. So for Anya Singh on her own profile, it is showing that 94%. That is that particular checkbox as well. What you can say show percent complete. And you can choose the name format here, guys. You can choose the name format here, whether the names that should be displayed in the system should be like first name, last name, or last name, first name, or last, middle, first, middle, last. Like that, SF has given some combinations. First name, first, middle, last, first, middle. Like this, you can choose whichever combination. As per that, the system will display. So when you already captured the details like employees, first name, middle name, last name, all these things when you have already captured. So with that 3 fields, different combinations, SF has given some options. We can choose from that. As per that, the system will display the name on the top. Okay.
Hey, you know, ZaranTech now offers SAP corporate training. That's right. Train your workforce in SAP with our comprehensive program. We offer customized courses, certified trainers, and hands-on labs for both individuals and businesses. Our standout features: bespoke training, fully configured servers for practice, in-house materials, and a dedicated LMS. Plus, get session recordings and 24/7 support. From functional to technical modules, we have got it all. Choose ZaranTech for SAP training and watch your team excel. Learn, upskill, succeed with ZaranTech.
So these are few options that you have from the header area level that you can deal in the configure people profile in the general settings area. That is how the first screen, whenever you call about Employee Central, if you want me to show, the screen that I can show is the people profile and how you can deal with the layout of it, right from header level, followed by the sections, subsections, the portlets, their placements, the labels, whatever. Okay. Any queries here, guys?
Yeah, so actually, whatever we are doing, edit and all, employee profile. So we are going to create a role and assign to the particular employee. What are the actions needs to be done? Because that way it will work. How it is going to work?
About what data you are talking about?
No, I am talking about this screen only. What are the changes you are doing, right? Suppose I'm working for the XYZ company. I'm an end user for the SuccessFactors. Okay, even I can't do all these kind of things, right?
Of course, everything what I'm showing you is a consultant related.
Consultant related.
But options consultant can give such that the end user can have that access is what we are giving. So now here updating this thing is an end user thing. But whether the end user has this option of updating the image or not, I as a consultant can configure this here option. Okay. This tool name itself says configure. These configure related things end user will not have. Consultants will have. Whatever I am training you here is a consultant related role only. Okay.
Okay. Consultant related. Okay.
Yeah, Naren.
Yeah, sure. So I don't know if this will be discussed later, but the thing is, this portlets, the data that goes into the portlets. So do we have like a separate file for each portlet to load, let's say we are moving a client from SAP HCM on-prem system to EC. They're doing EC for the first time. So initially we do have a transition migration of data, right?
Yeah,
so
definitely.
so for that data, like, do we have files for each portlet? Like,
All these.
Okay. And they are diverse,
So
and
here
they are
you
all
have
segregated.
download template from where you can
Okay.
download the templates of each and every file. You select some template, you click on what all fields you want in the template you can choose, and with that you can click on generate template. The file will be downloaded as well.
And these are tied one-on-one with the portlets, the standard portlets?
Absolutely. For every
Okay.
portlet, one separate import file is given. Lot of list is there. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, sure. And one more question. So when we look at our profile, we see certain portlets on the employee file, but when we try to get to other employees, we only see certain sections, right? So is that controlled through role-based permissions, or where is that
Absolutely,
controlled?
permissions. In the concept of yesterday, that permissions concept that we saw, in that we have one section where in an employee role, what all sections to be selected, in a manager role, what sections to be selected, like that. We'll have the sections, all these sections related, one category will be there. In that we look at. Okay.
Okay. I'll take a look.
So yesterday when you have been asking me about multiple possible roles in EC, as I told, one as employee role and other one as employee on others, right? In employee role, I choose all sections. In employee and others, I will remove the compensation so that he should not see the others compensation.
Got it. Okay, so that comes through a role called employee on others.
Exactly.
That's a custom role we create. Okay, yeah.
It's custom, obviously.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Perfect. Yeah, Shekhar, anything from your end?
Related to whatever he is asking, role based, does it require any specific roles for these changes? A consultant, as a consultant?
Yeah, you have your own admin role. So as showing you the permissions, I showed you that you have user side of the permissions, admin side of the permissions, right? So you have to create one role for yourself as an admin in which all EC related config access you will be giving it. Okay. So now in this role, so now I'll just show you. There is a system admin role that you're seeing on my screen. In the system admin role, which is actually a super admin role, in which all module config access are selected. I'll just show you. So when you click on this permission button, you have user side, you have admin side. In admin side, in this goals related permissions, career development, continuous performance, all module related permissions are all checkboxes selected here. That means this is super admin ID having full access. If you want to restrict this, you want to create one role specifically for EC admin role, which has all the EC configuration options. Only employee central related categories will select, like employee central related import settings, some other related to employee central, like we have in the name of foundation objects and all that will come up here. Metadata framework, all these are EC related. Only that areas we'll select, so that this whoever has this role, they will be able to handle only EC configurations. Like
what are the screen related changes we are doing? Does it come under which role? Metadata framework, which object it is exactly?
That will be the properties, because that is not specific to any particular module. That profile related what we are doing, we should be having something under a category called system properties here. Yeah, this one. So somewhere here we should be finding that configure people profile and all. Somewhere here we should be finding in these
system properties. Okay.
System properties have something like that. These are something where module specific they will be there, and your module related what are the areas and all we have to understand, prepare, we study, we get memorize them, all that. That is what we'll be knowing in this learning career in this next 3 months of this training program. That is where you get to. Okay, great. So this is about the first prerequisite topic to enter into employee central structures discussion, which is about the people profile. The layout of the people profile, how do you handle is the first thing. Now let us get introduced into the structure of employee central, guys. Let me open some relevant presentations for that. So this is the employee central structure, guys, where you have the center part. This is a main part, which is speaking about two parts like HR data, foundation data, something in this. The center area is all the structure of employee central mainly, where this EC structure is clearly divided into, it shows as two parts. The first one, the first blue part is all the HR data. HR is nothing but the human resource data. That is the employee data. Okay. Where for this employee data to be maintained in a system, first we need the company master data. That is what we call it as foundation data. This one, foundation tables, is mentioned. You can read it as foundation data. That is like company masters means list of departments, list of locations, list of pay grades of the company, all these masters. list of positions in the company, all this. When you're hiring an employee, you have to choose from the available list of positions, and the drop down, this position I have to select. He's in this department, this location, for this pay grade. We have to select that from the drop down. So when you're going to hire and maintain the employee data in SF, prior to that, we have to maintain all the company's masters. That is a foundation data we say. Employee data is the HR data. Company related master data is the foundation data. Two parts should be there, where as a part of our configurations, by the time the project is live, we maintain all this. This second part, which is the bottom part, which we call as the foundation data, we have to set up all that. We have to collect the inputs from the customer. What are their business units? What are their locations, departments, pay ranges, pay grades, positions, jobs, various masters will be there. All that we take it and we maintain in the system. On top of it, tomorrow, the client will be able to do the hiring of employees, promotions, transfers, separations, anything. They will be handling the part here. That way, it is divided into two parts, company master and the employee master, two parts, on HR data and the foundation data. The examples of employee data, if I have to show you, these things, guys. So one second before examples. So HR data is again shown as two parts, person and employment. The entire employee data is divided into two parts like personal information of the employee, employment information. Personal information is the information that belongs to that employee. It doesn't depend on any company, like my contact details, my address details, my dependent details, my national IDs. All these are doesn't change based on employer. Today I work for IBM or tomorrow I work for Accenture. It doesn't differ. My national ID will be the same. My Aadhaar number, my PAN number, my home, my house address, my phone number, this doesn't change. That is the personal information. Those details that change based on your employer, your employment, is the employment information. Like my designation. This company might give me one designation, the other company might give me another designation. My department, my location, my reporting manager, my salary grade, all these will be different employer to employer. So that is employment information. Even my salary. So entire employee data is divided into employees' personal details, employees' employment details, two categories. That is here. So on the right hand side, these are all the examples of employees' personal information, like address details, national IDs, like Aadhaar number, PAN number, etc., contact details, etc. Few other. These are the different examples of personal information. Employment information, we have this job information as one kind of a category of information, employment details, job relationships, all this, compensation, the salary information, all this. End of the day, all these blocks, what you are seeing are nothing but portlets, employee information portlets, what we have been working on till now on the people profile. Address portlet, national ID portlet, job relationships as a portlet, salary compensation information as a portlet. All these are the portlets which are maintaining the employee data end of the day. And it might be a personal information portlet or employment information portlet. It is all maintained in the people profile only. Any employee data is on the people profile. Just for our internal classification, they are of two different types, they are divided. But end of the day, everything is maintained in the people profile. You call it as employment, you call it as personal, you call it as compensation, anything. They are all present on the people profile from top to bottom on this page. All the sections of information are present. All portlets are present here itself. There is nothing that these details you maintain in this area, the other details you maintain in another page, nothing. Everything is one single page from top to bottom, all in one single screen. Just for our internal classification, we have the differentiation. These are all the portlets of personal category. These are the employment category of portlets. Okay. That is the first part of the PC structure, which is the HR data that we have. When it comes to the foundation data, the company related masters that I am saying, they are all divided into three types. The company related masters are of three types. Organization information, the job related, we can call them as structures actually. Organization structure, job structure, payment structure we say. Where org structure is, that is going to have the organizational details like the list of companies. Now if you are implementing for Coca-Cola is not simply as one entity. Coca-Cola India is one company, Coca-Cola US, Coca-Cola Australia, multiple group companies. They are all reporting to Coca-Cola Incorporation as a root. Okay, that way. So you under organization, you have some things in job, payment and all. To give you the examples of that, here are under org structure, under pay structure, under job structure, what come under, these are all there. Where in org structure, you have these things called legal entities.
It starts with something called as legal entity, where a legal entity is nothing but, it's basically, one second, right? So just give me a moment. Okay. So a legal entity is nothing but a company. So if you are implementing for Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola India is one legal entity. Coca-Cola US, Coca-Cola Australia, all these are the respective legal entities. So if you're implementing for a multinational organization, you will have multiple legal entities. If you're working for a company which is only in India, they have operations only in India. So ABC Corporation India Private Limited, that's it. They don't have any other offices out of India. Then that is that for that project, there will be only one legal entity. That way, that depends upon. Next, the legal entity has business units in it. This is business unit is nothing but a line of business. So if you take Reliance as a company, Reliance as a legal entity, they are having different business units. They are into lines of business, like they are into communication line of business, they are into textiles, they are into retail markets, multiple lines of business. So each and every line of business is a business unit. In that, you will, in the business units, you will have divisions, departments, locations, all these things. These are all the examples of the structures. Okay. To be more visualized for you, I'll open one document. You see this, guys? So this is how the structure will be established. Legal entities. Under the legal entities, you have the lines of business, that is business units. Under the business units, you have divisions. Under the departments, like this. But those are the 4 layers that I've been showing you, the different layers that we have in the org structure actually. This one, legal entities, business units, divisions, departments, all this. But that initial 4 layers, an org structure will be generally established in EC. And just that to replicate with an example of Reliance as a company. In India, as most of you know, Reliance. So Reliance has 2 lines of business. Example, communications, petroleum products. Of course, they have a few more, like they are into textiles, they are into retail markets, multiple other line of business. I've just taken 2 examples. In communication line of business, they have 2G division, the 3G division, the 4G geo division, multiple. In that, they have the departments, sales department, marketing, branding, finance, HR, multiple departments that comes. So this way you have the structure that is going to be established with whatever company's businesses. We'll fit that into the SuccessFactors structure. Sometimes we will be required to even enhance this. If we are not okay with the 4 layers, if I have to bring up with sub-business unit, subdivision, sub-department, like additional layers, if we have to bring also, we can enhance it. That is, those items are basically being present here in the org structure. These are all the masters. We call all of them as the objects, foundation objects. This is the foundation structure, and the blocks what you are having under them are the foundation objects. We call them as foundation because they are the building blocks in establishing the company's structure digitally in SuccessFactors Employee Central module. And again repeating, to digitally establish the company's structure in the SuccessFactors Employee Central module. So these are the building blocks. They are acting as the foundations of this module. That's why they are given a terminology as foundation objects. Okay. And each and every foundation object is nothing but it's simply like a database table. So departments, you have the entire list of departments of the company maintained in the department object. You have 20 departments you maintain in this object. It's a kind of a database table, department table with 20 departments, location table with 20 locations in that. Like that, it can be treated like a database table in which we have the list of entries, list of locations, list of departments, list of business units, all that. So these are all foundation objects. We call everything. All these blocks, what you see on my page, are called foundation objects. A very important terminology that we start using once we get into this Employee Central module. This one, foundation objects, guys. Okay. And under pay structures also we have the foundation objects, which is like pay groups, pay ranges, pay grades and all. Like pay ranges is like companies will have people with 3 to 5 lakhs as one pay range, 5 to 8 lakhs one range, 8 to 12 lakhs, 12 to 15 lakhs. They can maintain some pay ranges of employees in the company. Pay grades, the salary grades, he belongs to the H1 grade, H2 grade, or A1, A2, A3 grades. Companies will have some grades where in the grades there will be pay ranges. For the people of A1 grade, they'll be having the salary ranges of 5 to 7 lakhs, 8 to 12 lakhs, something they'll internally connect it. Next, pay components are nothing but salary components. What all you see on your pay slip, basic pay, HRA, transportation allowance, meal allowance, like that, or the pay components, salary components. Frequencies are the way how you assign the frequency. So you have monthly frequency, like you maintain a basic pay of 30,000. So 30,000 basic pay is per month or per week or bi-weekly, or it's for a year. So that frequencies you have, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, annual, different frequencies will come in the frequency as an object. Like that, you have pay related few master objects from master data, pay related. Similarly, you have something called job structures, where job classification is one important thing in that. Job classifications are nothing but the jobs, very simple jobs terminology. Like manager is a job, consultant is a job, analyst, executive, all these are jobs. President, vice president, director, everything is a job. There is a slight difference between job and a position. Sales manager is a position, manager is a job. HR manager, again manager is a job, HR manager is a position. Finance manager, same, manager is a job, finance manager is a position. So that manager is a thing which is generalized is a job. Specific thing, sales manager, finance manager, HR manager, those are called positions. Generalized manager is a job. Consultant is a job. Director is a job. Like that. So first, in this company, what are the various kinds of jobs we have? We can maintain all that master list of jobs in the system. On top of it, we'll create positions in the concept called position management. So like that, we have all these are the different kinds of companies masters that will come in the Employee Central foundation structure. All these combined is what we call it as foundation structure, right? The second part here, it is referred as foundation tables. You can call anything foundation structure, foundation data, foundation tables, anything. That is a foundation part. So Employee Central structure is divided into two parts, the foundation side and the employee data side. Foundation side is what we do during our configuration. We'll set it up already. Employee data is what the end users, HRs will use. Hiring of employees, maintaining the employee data, changing the employee data, promotions, transfers, everything. They play on the employee data. That, okay? Let's come back. Yeah, Darshan. Yeah, Darshan, you can speak. No question? Fine. So this is the Employee Central structure, guys, where this what I've been telling you in last 15-20 minutes on the EC structure. Even if you Google it in internet, 15 was 1 hour, 2 hours, you sit on the internet, you will even know. Any layman person, if they spend some 1 hour, 2 hours on internet understanding about EC, the structure of it, they'll understand. But we as a consultants who work on the configurations of it, if we have to know something more technical background of it, we should be also clear with the right hand side, this section called data models. These things on the right hand side, what you have, data models is also what you have to be aware of. Okay. So these data models are nothing but the XML files. All these data models are XML files, where each and every XML file is going to have some thousands of lines of code, and they are all pre-delivered. They are the prerequisite files for the Employee Central module to function. There are some config files or XML files which are prerequisites. You have to upload these. If you say you're starting with your configuration of EC, first you have to upload these XML files in the provisioning system in the background, and we are not doing any coding of these XML files. They are all standard pre-delivered. There will be one place in the SAP's websites, official websites. I'll show you now. In that place, we'll be able to download that standard XML files, and we have to upload them into the customer's provisioning system on the day one of your configuration. From there, you will be able to do the rest of the configurations on the front end. Okay. In that, these first three: succession data model, country specific succession data model. The CSF stands for country specific, guys. Next, corporate data model, and the fifth one, country specific corporate data model. The first three and the fifth, those are the 4 XML files actually. This in between metadata framework is not an XML. The first three, succession data model, country specific succession, corporate, and the country specific corporate. First three and the fifth one, those are the 4 XML files. They are generally called as data models, but they are actually the XML files, which will be also referred as some config files, you can say, but they are prerequisite. Before you start your configuration, those should be mandatorily be uploaded in the system. Without that, you will not be able to do your regular configurations. Where do we find them? Is that we'll have a standard website actually. You search with the keyword as here. There is a portal called SAP Help Portal. In that, there will be one dedicated URL for every module actually. So this is SuccessFactors HXM suite is a consolidated URL. In that Employee Central as a page, if I open this, there is a dedicated page for Employee Central module. SuccessFactors Employee Central module, one dedicated page in which Here under implementation category, you click on implement. Coming to the bottom, you will find configuration as an area. In this configuration area, here you will have a software download center in which you can download the configuration files. Configuration files are nothing but that XML files. You go to this download center, you will have that XML files available there, but you have to go to this. You should be certified. The system will ask you to log in with some credentials. That is the certification credentials that I have been telling you. If you give that credentials and get in, then only you will be able to download that XML files. Okay, but I will be sharing you these XML files. They are already present in the blog. Else, if you can't access, I can also share it individually. So this is where you have this software download center as a place from where we get that XML files, in which we will be able to upload. Those files are those which once we get downloaded, we will be able to upload into the customer's provisioning system. Okay, so there will be one dedicated URL for Employee Central module, help.sap.com/docs/SAP SuccessFactors Employee Central. This is the URL. If you just even search in the Google, just Google help.sap.com+Employee Central, like this. help.sap.com+Employee Central. With these keywords, if you give, the first page will be the same thing. SuccessFactors Employee Central, help portal. The same page will open. Okay. In that implementation category, going down, configuration section, software download center. Once you give your certification credentials, you will be able to download them. And once you download, let me just show you how you will be able to look at them, how they actually look like is what I'll show you. This is how they are, guys. Once they are downloaded into the folder, all 4 XML files will be looking like this. Succession, country specific succession, corporate, and country specific corporate. The first one, which is this last one, which is without any name, just simply data model, that is obviously succession data model. Anywhere in the system or in any websites or in any documents, articles, anywhere, if they are simply referring it as data model, that is obviously succession data model. For other things, they clearly say corporate, country specific succession and all. But if they are simply saying anything as data model, that will obviously be the succession. The 4 XML files will be downloaded from the help.sap.com in this manner, where I've shown you the navigation path and all. So once you get them downloaded, you will be able to upload them into the provisioning system as it is. You need not make any changes in it. The way how they are downloaded, same thing, you go to the provisioning and you upload them. Okay. So how to upload in the provisioning also, I'll just tell you. Before that, let me take a question. Yeah, Mallikarjun.
Hi. So as per my assumption, I don't think so. For other models also we'll have separate data models. But for confirmation, I am asking you.
We will have. Every module in SF runs on XML file. At least one XML file will be present for every 11 modules.
So if client is implementing all modules, so they have to come to help portal and has to download for each time. For example, EC one time they has to upload. Again for PMGM one time, like that, or only one time.
Definitely, every module consultant will do their job once. Consultant, you do your upload. I am a recruitment consultant. I'll download my XML files and I'll upload. You don't touch my XMLs. I don't touch your XML.
Okay. Thanks, sir.
But that definitely be one time per module, one time.
Okay. Thanks, sir.
So now I'm getting into the provisioning to show you the place where we will be able to upload that. Now we are into the provisioning. Let us go into our particular instance. Click on the hyperlink and enter there. Till now, once we enter, company settings is a place that I've been telling you, go inside, click on the checkboxes, all that. But now, coming into Employee Central, you have another area. Scroll down a little bit. You find an area in the name of Succession Management. Under this Succession Management as a subheading, line number 2, 3, 4, and 5 are the 4 places where we upload. Line number 2, 3, 4, 5. The first one, import export data model, is succession data model. Next, country specific succession, corporate, country specific corporate, all 4 are there. Uploading is nothing complicated. Just go there, just click on the link, you'll enter inside. Here you just select browse the XML file what you downloaded, select it and click on submit. That's it. Once that is loaded, come back, come outside, go for the second one. Again, there also browse the XML file what you downloaded, click on submit, again come back. Like that, one after the other. Max within 5 minutes, all 4 will be uploaded. But there is an important point here to be remembered: the sequence of imports. These 4 XML files, when you are importing, there is a particular sequence that you have to follow, guys. That is this. Let me show on the screen. This one. We have to start with corporate data model, followed by country specific corporate data model, succession data model, country specific succession data model. That is the order you have to follow. This is a regular interview question and a certification question. 99% this question will be in the exam. The order of imports. Corporate data model is what you have to start with. Next one, country specific corporate, where CDM stands for, again, the corporate data model, country specific corporate data model. Succession data model. CSF succession data model, that is country specific succession data model. I wantedly given these abbreviated forms because going further in many documents, articles and all, you start finding these abbreviated forms actually. To get you introduced, to get you used with that, I'm giving the abbreviated forms directly. Okay. And this order is mandatory. If you try to import in a different order, it will definitely throw you an error. Without uploading corporate, if you're trying to upload country specific corporate or succession anything, definitely it will throw you an error. You have to follow the same sequence. When you are uploading the second file, it will check something in the first file, whether that is there or not. Similarly, when you are uploading the fourth file, it will check something in the third file, whether it is there or not. If it does not find it, it will definitely throw an error. Okay. Succession management as a subheading. In that, line number 2, 3, 4, and 5 are the 4 places where we import all that 4 XML files. I'll again show you the navigation from the beginning. Once you're into the provisioning, just click on that hyperlink of your company name. Once you're into that, scroll down to an area in the name of succession management. In that, you find these lines where you can import them in an order first of all. Once you get this imported, these XML files will bring a lot of content automatically into the system, guys. Lot of content, lot of screens, lot of fields, lot of mandatory conditions, labels, screen labels, lot of things predefined. SF will be bringing lot of things into the system. On top of it, based on the client requirements, is where we do our fine tuning of the system. Okay. Yeah, Jayant?
Yeah, I just want to write down that sequence which you are showing now to upload the data.
Yeah.
Or you will provide me some data documents.
Yeah, you can make a note of it. You'll also have these in the system. You'll have it in the blog that will be given. You'll have it, but you can make a note, no problem, because it's an important certification question. You can make a corporate, country specific corporate succession and the country specific succession.
It's done.
That is, so this is how we start our activities, guys. Initially, if I say that I'm starting to work on the configurations of EC, this will be the first activity to upload the 4 XML files by going into this help.sap portal, downloading the required XML files and uploading into the provisioning in that specific order for the first time. Okay. So once you're done with the upload is where you will be able to do the rest of the things, where this people profile config setup, whatever I have told you, this order, the sections, all that also, actually in the real time, you will be able to do this only after you upload the XML files. First you upload the XML files, then only when you go to the configure people profile, that structure, that layout, that portlets will be available. Before that, if you go in the configure people profile screen without even uploading the XML files in a very fresh system, if you go to that configure people profile, it will give you a exclamation mark in the center of the page. Configure people profile. So whatever are the sections, subsections, these layout you are seeing, nothing will appear. In the center of the page, a big exclamation mark will come with a question mark, exclamation mark, like this. It comes up in the center of the screen, saying that the dependent XML files are not still present in the system. So what the XML files are bringing is all these portlets actually. All these portlets, standard portlets, whatever I'm saying, they are present in the system. These are all coming because of that XML file. If you don't upload that XML file, all these are not still available. So that big exclamation mark will come in the center of the page before uploading it. Okay. So that is how the first day activities will start. And just to give you a look and feel of how the XMLs look like, this is how they look like. This is the first XML file, which is the succession data model. The succession data model is one that will be available, that will be required for every module of SFPs. Across all 11 modules, succession data model will be there for sure. So that is this. It is of this is the place from where the line coding is starting. Succession data model, which is all pre-delivered coding. If you just collapse this, you see this, it is 35,300 lines of code, 35,000, where you are not going to do all this coding, it is pre-delivered. So as soon as I start discussion on XML, some people get panic. Don't worry, you are not going to do any coding, you don't require any programming knowledge, anything. Okay, it's all standard delivered files. How to work on these files, what extent of work we would be expected to do on this, what are the alternatives without touching the XML you can deal. easily deal on the front end. All that is what we'll be discussing in our next week session. Okay, this is how I'm showing you. And this software, what I'm using, this is because I'm using a Mac laptop. This is a tool called Brackets. On the left hand top corner, if you see, Brackets is what that is present. Okay, wherein what do you say, in Windows it will be Notepad++. There will be a software called Notepad++. You can just download it. These XML files we can open with that editor. Like for opening PPTs, Excel files and all, the way you need MS Office as a package. For opening XML files, you need some editors. XML editors, we have a lot of XML editors. For Windows, I recommend the Notepad++. For Mac, I recommend Brackets. Okay, I'll also share you guys the XML files along with the downloadable links of these Brackets and what do you say, that XML editor, which is the Notepad++ for Windows. You guys can install that. Of course, this is all something I'll again discuss in the next weekend, if I don't confuse you with all that as of now. So this is about how do we start with our introduction of Employee Central in terms of understanding the structure of it, with what it all contains in it. This is the one, the EC structure, with two parts and its respective dependent data models. So these four data models act as four important pillars of the module. Without any one of this data model, the module cannot function. All four are important. Any queries? Great, guys. So this is for now. Let's again get connected on the next weekend as usual and continue our discussion on EC structure, where definitely next Saturday, Sunday, both the days also EC structural discussion only will continue, because we have to get introduced with all the four XML files. What is each XML file having in it? What is our role in those XML files? We have to understand. Next Saturday, Sunday also, it will be all on structure only. Okay.